wonderful meeting from County Monaghan and from the northern part. I'd like to start off by thanking Ruth Coppinger and her team for kicking off this campaign in County Monaghan. And within a very few short days in February, a wonderful team was built around us, which was able to poster the county and bring together a team of over 250 people to a hotel for a meeting. Since then, we have had weekly meetings of our activists committee, very enthusiastic and very dedicated to the cause. On the National Day of Action, we were able to mount a large convoy through every village and town in County Monaghan, receiving a wonderful welcome from the people of that county. We are now aware that we're tapping into a deep, growing resentment against the impositions of this government. It's indicated by something that happened yesterday when Phil Hogan was visiting County Monaghan to open a fire station, and he instructed the County Council to order their employees to take down all the posters that we had put up. Indeed, we are seeing from Phil Hogan and his Fine Gael party now the true face of a party that was founded in cooperativist authoritarianism. They haven't changed from that party was founded. And this meeting is standing, not just this meeting, but from the people of County Monaghan, from where we have come this morning on a bus, a large bus full of us, that we are not any longer a cowed and acquiescent peasantry or behaving like that, but we're sending a message to this authoritarian government and through it to their masters in the Troika that we will not quietly starve rather than pay the rent, because we're here and we're saying no. And that's the message I'm delighted to tell from our friends around the country, from County Monaghan and from the north. We will win and we will.
Hi everybody, I'm from the Galway campaign. It's great to see such a huge crowd here today. The last time I was in this building was at a rock concert, the Stranglers, I think it was, in 1979. And they didn't make half as much noise as you guys. Like some of the other speakers, our campaign in Galway began very small. Back in October, we had some public meetings, October, November. And it was very, very difficult to get people interested at first. But by Christmas time, things were definitely on the up. We had a county meeting in Galway in December. We actually filled a room of over 100 people in the city centre in Galway. And that's really when the campaign kicked off and people began to realise this could be actually won. Media attention also was something that we found very difficult to get to grips with. But when we actually decided to protest at the City Council when they were having their budget meeting, their budget estimates meeting for 2012, we got a huge crowd. We actually invaded the council chamber. And I can tell you, it was interesting to see the reaction of city councillors. That's when we really made our mark. It's interesting to note, and we were very interested to see, that in the Galway City Council estimates for 2012, on page 3, there is a line that states that the City Council are actually having their budget slashed for 2012. So the City Council will be getting no money from the household tax during 2012. And we made that message very, very clear to people around the city and around the county. In actual fact, the county estimates make no reference to the household tax at all. So the lie that the government is putting out, that this will help to go towards public services, local services, it needs to be nailed. And we nailed it in Galway in January. We also tried very, very, very hard to get local TVs on board. Derek Nolan in Labour, Brian Walsh from Fine Gael, we actually went around to their constituency offices and demonstrated outside, but there was no turning them. They are resolutely for the 1%. We are the 99%, and they haven't been turned. have to say, and I'll finish up with this. I find it strangely ironic that I sat beside Phil Hogan in class in school. Actually, he was known as Philip Hogan in those days. But I can tell you, I take a lot of pleasure from the fact that I'm on the winning side.
Friends, I'd invite you to follow me up to Carlow. There was a fantastic campaign underway there, and like many of the other people who've spoken already here today, it began small. I was in a room, I think there was 3 people at a meeting there last October, but I think when we got around to February, we had a major turning point in the campaign. We had a county-wide public meeting taking place in Carlow Town, and it brought people from all over the county. And 400 people packed out that room that night. And I have to say, the mood on the night, it was incredible. The anger that was there in people, the defiance that people weren't going to pay this tax, just the militant mood that was in that room. The atmosphere was electric. Anyone who's there can testify to it. And really that set the tone for the rest of the campaign after that. And we've kind of continued on since then. And the campaign has been a great success. We've particularly had success in protests, etc., marches, demonstrations. We've had significant numbers of people out marching on the clinic of Fine Gael TD, Pat Deering, who stayed inside for the entire time, for about an hour, while 300 people were outside his door. He stayed inside in his back office and snuck out at the end when he thought everyone had gone away. We've had 400 people out on the National Day of Protest, fantastic numbers, and very recently we had 200 people out on a Monday afternoon at 2 o'clock protesting outside the county council offices while the councillors were inside having a meeting. These are unprecedented numbers, I think, for this, for Carlow, and for this that we haven't seen in years. But at all the meetings, the same things are coming up at all the meetings. It's not just the household tax. People are galvanised, I would say. They're not going to pay it. But it's the other issues as well that people are bringing up at the meetings. Whenever anyone gets up to the open mic, and there's people from all over the county, from Hackettstown, Bagnallstown, Tullow, all the other areas as well, coming together, coming up to the mic. It's all the other issues that are coming out as well. Things like cuts to SNAs, people in receipt of domiciliary carers allowance being attacked. Even people in the campaigning on local mental health services as well that are being cut. All of these things are coming out, and it's quite clear, it's quite obvious that there's a growing mood out there against austerity. We're in a huge battle, a momentous battle against the household tax, but it is a battle in a far greater and far bigger, wider war against austerity that has been waged on ordinary people in this country. And this campaign can go forward and can become part of a fight back against austerity in general. Just one final point. One final point. Minister Hogan is coming to visit Carlow at the beginning of April. And the campaign, of course, will give him a nice meet and greet when he arrives in town. And the interesting thing, he's coming there to reopen a museum that has been renovated recently in the town. Now, I think this campaign is poised now to consign the household tax and Minister Phil Hogan to the position of a dusty old relic sitting on a museum shelf very soon.